Michael Fulton, or simply Michael, better known as Michaelmcchill online, is a 24-year-old Minecraft YouTuber and Twitch streamer from the United States who has been seeing great success come his way as of late. This is all because he was recently added to the Dream SMP, a popular Minecraft survival multiplayer server hosted by Dream, one of the most prominent Minecraft YouTubers on the platform. Now, what's fascinating about Michael's growth is that he consistently lost followers on Twitch and Twitter before the colossal blow-up. Not only this, but his YouTube was utterly stagnant. It wasn't growing or declining, it merely just existed. Things were indeed not playing out in Michael's favor. I say this because it's crazy how he was able to do a complete 180 and turn everything around. Like literally at his peak on May 16th, the day he joined the server, he gained 67,624 followers on Twitch and 23,608 on Twitter. It's absolute insanity. Speaking of which, just the other day I saw a tweet from a user by the name of No Name, and the tweet said, "If you ever feel like you won't ever blow up, just know this screenshot is less than a year and a half old." Attached was an image of Tubbo, Michael, and Kratzy's viewer counts from back then. Tubbo had 25 viewers, Michael had 30, and Kratzy had 38. Nowadays, Michael averages thousands of viewers per stream, and incredibly, he was able to see such a leap in viewers in a relatively short amount of time. Not everyone can say that they've accomplished such a feat. It's truly inspiring to see how someone can turn around their entire career for the better within the span of 24 hours. It shows us smaller content creators that we must keep pushing through all adversity we face until we inevitably make our dreams a reality, just like Michael did. However, the Dream SMP isn't Michael's first rodeo. He's actually pretty familiar when it comes to the concept of playing on SMPs and content creation in general. He's what you might call a veteran, especially when it comes to YouTube, because he's been on the platform since June 19th, 2008, meaning that on June 19th of this year, it'll be his 13th anniversary of being on the site. Now, with all this being said, I think this is a perfect place to start the video off on, that being Michael's beginnings as a content creator. Let's dive right in. Now, while I may have labeled Michael a YouTube veteran, there isn't much to his channel as of the time I'm writing this script. There are only 11 videos up on it, with the first one having been uploaded on May 22nd, 2019. However, by plugging his channel link into the Wayback Machine, I was able to find a capture from March of 2016. March 7th to be more specific. At this point, he had 674 subscribers, and all of his videos had very low view counts. It's also worth mentioning that it seems that he was a Let's Player back then, as a fair amount of other people were as well at the time, me being among them. But anyhow, as of right now, Michael's channel has over 18,700 subscribers, and his videos tend to average a few thousand views. He also uploads very sporadically, seeing as how YouTube isn't his main platform, but rather it's his Twitch channel, which I will be focusing on for the rest of this video. According to TwitchTracker.com, a website on which users can thoroughly look through a streamer's statistics, Michael created his channel on August 29th, 2011, almost a whole decade ago. However, as unfortunate as it may be, Twitch Tracker will not allow me to see that far back. The furthest back I can see is July of 2018, July 7th to be more specific, in which what may be Michael's first ever stream took place. Unfortunately, there are no clips from the stream available, but what I was able to dig up is that this stream was 36 minutes long, there was an average of 5 viewers watching it, and Michael was playing RuneScape on this stream. Interestingly enough, this stream also had no title, so I guess Michael couldn't be fucked to title his first stream. Nevertheless, from this point onward, Michael would continue to infrequently stream throughout the rest of 2018 until his last stream of the year, which would take place on October 7th. The stream was titled Super Mario Party Morning Stream. Just like the last stream mentioned, I can find no clips from this one, but this stream was a bit longer than the previous. It lasted 1 hour and 11 minutes. However, the viewer count is about the same. It only rose by 1 average viewer, making the stream cap off at 6 average viewers. After this, the viewers wouldn't see a stream from Michael again until February 13th, 2019, the same year in which Michael became more active as a streamer and started to take streaming very seriously. However, it wasn't until May 8th, the day Michael joined SMPLive, that he would start seeing a drastic change in his streaming career. Let's explore this further. SMPLive, for those unaware, is the equivalent of what the Dream SMP is now, except that it was back in 2019. Granted, the only main difference being that it wasn't as heavy on lore. It was more of just everyone doing what they want and funny bits take place here and there. There was no story to it like there is with the Dream SMP. Anyway, the server was hosted by a redacted content creator from March 1st, 2019 until January 1st, 2020. On the day of its inception, there were only 12 members, and by the end of it, there were 120 members, with Michael being one of them. Michael's first stream on the server occurred on May 8th, 2019, and it lasted a total of 2 hours and 49 minutes. It was titled SMPLive. We made it, boys, and unfortunately there are no publicly available clips from this stream, but he averaged 8 viewers throughout the stream and peaked at a total of 12. He also earned himself an extra 17 followers. While I understand that you can't compare this stream to Michael's first stream on the Dream SMP in terms of its success, you need to realize that Michael joining SMPLive set him down a path of greatness. It was a necessary stepping stone for him to move on to bigger and better things. Had he never been presented with the opportunity of joining the server, he might have never become what he is today. However, even though this first stream wasn't that much of a hit, that didn't discourage Michael from continuously playing on the server. He played on the server on a nearly daily basis, and by doing this he was able to start raising his average viewer count, mostly averaging upwards of 60 viewers by the looks of it, with some dips here and there. Inevitably, by being on the server, he made acquaintances with many other content creators, some of which had larger followings than him. Examples include Schlatt, Connor, and FitMC. These connections undoubtedly brought Michael into the spotlight, since as all content creators know, networking is vital to obtaining any semblance of recognition, and Michael mastered this. Although after half a year of playing on the SMPLive server consistently, in November of 2019, Michael would set his sights on the newest and latest SMP server on the block, SMPEarth, as he would make it the new server that he would consistently play on along with various other creators, some of which were from SMPLive. But he had a good run on the server, because on his first day of being on the server, he had 310 followers, and by the first day of SMPEarth, he had a bit over 20,000 followers, 20,058 to be exact. When doing the math, that comes out to an increase of 19,748 followers in 8 months, which is very healthy growth indeed. However, before covering his time on SMPEarth, to wrap up this section of the video, I reached out to HoneyDad, a Twitter artist and mutual of Michael's, to ask her this question: how did SMPLive contribute to Michael's growth? Here's what she had to say in response.
In my opinion, SMPLive was a huge part of Michael's initial growth as a content creator. When Minecraft was booming in 2019, SMPLive began to skyrocket as well, and I, along with many others, flocked to see what all the buzz was about. Michael streams a lot, and so he was one of the people that many viewers first saw a stream of. I think this influx of viewers began to create a loyal fan base around him, one where a lot of people watch him even 2 years later. During the run of SMPLive, Michael continued to grow this community, with people sticking around for shenanigans, which ranged from creating a chunk error on the server to even talking to the Olive Garden company. Even though the Dream SMP brought the 10,000 plus viewers that Michael has now, SMPLive is what put his name out there into the world of streaming. I don't doubt that Michael would have found other ways to rise in the ranks without SMPLive, but it definitely gave his content a push into the public eye.
Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate you taking part in the video. Let's now move on to covering Michael's time on SMPEarth. SMPEarth, while not nearly as prominent as SMPLive or the Dream SMP, was still a pretty well-known server back when it was active. The server was created by Fractal County, formerly known as Chipple Dipple, alongside Wilbur Soot and Josh A20. It would begin on November 22nd, 2019, and end on April 11th, 2020, lasting 142 days. The premise of the server was that it took place on a 1 to 3,000 scale map of Earth, and players would create factions which would represent different countries. The server boasted a player base of over 60 creators, and throughout the server's lifespan, many wars took place. Players formed alliances and factions made treaties. All in all, it was pretty different from SMPLive. However, many of the original viewers from that era came to watch the SMPEarth streams, since as you could imagine, after realizing how entertaining it was to watch SMPLive unfold, this server might have had the potential to recreate that entertainment with its unique twist. As aforementioned, some of the player base was shared between the two servers, Michael being part of that shared group. His first stream on the server took place on the same day as its inception, November 22nd. The stream was titled SMPEarth is Live, and it did exceptionally well. Throughout the 9 hours and 39 minutes Michael was streaming for, he averaged 217 viewers and peaked at 486. Not only this, but he also gained himself an additional 245 followers. Admittedly, Michael was on SMPEarth less frequently than he was on SMPLive, only doing about 48 streams on the server across the 5 months that it was up for. Whereas previously mentioned, SMPLive streams are almost a daily occurrence on Michael's channel. Nevertheless, this is not to say that this server did nothing for him in terms of growth, since from November 22nd, 2019 to April 11th, 2020, Michael gained an extra 8,378 followers, capping off at 28,436 followers on April 11th. While the growth from his time on SMPLive was certainly more prominent, Michael also put more time into that server and therefore got more out of it in terms of growth. Had he done the same with SMPEarth, it may have panned out similarly for him. But at the same time, he also got almost half of the followers he gained during his time playing on SMPLive in just 5 months instead of 8 by playing on SMPEarth, so that's worth commending. Contrary to SMPLive, Michael did less of meeting new people and more of strengthening previous bonds he formed. When looking at the faction that he was part of, that being Packle, excluding Michael, 3 of the faction members were from SMPLive, and knew Michael from there, except for Ant Venom, since he and Michael go way back. The other 3 faction members, Wuna301, Fire, and Crowwing15 also already knew Michael before SMPEarth. All in all, SMPEarth didn't play nearly as big of a role in Michael's streaming career as SMPLive did. Think of it this way, SMPLive was Michael's initial opportunity to seek out the possibility of making streaming his livelihood, as growth was bound to come from being on that server. Not only this, but SMPLive allowed him to network with more prominent creators he had never spoken to before playing on the server. But in contrast, SMPEarth was simply a continuation of that, just to a much smaller degree, since Michael didn't spend a whole lot of time playing on that server, therefore resulting in less growth and fewer connections being formed. Regardless, to conclude this section of the video, I got in touch with Flamey, one of Michael's Twitch and Discord moderators, to ask them how did SMPEarth contribute to Michael's growth. Here was their answer.
SMPEarth served as a transitional and foundational period after SMPLive for Michael's current style of content. Hot off the press of SMPLive, this new SMP provided a series that Michael could continue to do charity events for Crisis Text Line on, and a server to hang out with friends he previously couldn't play with on SMPLive. His audience also got introduced to friends he'd later form his team Rough House with, showcasing their dynamic and humor. SMPEarth helped to establish this type of humor and content he would later display in his future series. The series also helped to grow Michael's audience even more, despite the various controversy that arose from it. This new audience helped Michael to continually host charity streams and raise more money and awareness for Crisis Text Line, and continue to produce content that he enjoyed, including variety content. I personally view it as a kickstarter to his future projects, further cultivating the core that made his content even more enjoyable, with his mischievous but down-to-earth, no pun intended, nature and relationships with others.
Thank you very much, Flamey. I'm very appreciative of your participation in this video. Let's now go on to covering the Minecraft Championship and Michael's involvement with it. For those of you unfamiliar with them, the Minecraft Championships are, as stated in the wiki, Minecraft events run by the Nox crew for a collection of creators from the Minecraft and other communities. The tournaments have a variety of custom-coded minigames that the creators choose to play. After 8 games are played, the top 2 teams duke it out to see who will become the winner of the MC Championship. As of the time I'm writing this, the last championship took place just a few days ago on the 29th of May, but unfortunately Michael was not a part of it. However, while he may not have partaken in the latest one, he's been in numerous others, 10 to be exact. The first one he was in was the very first championship that ever took place. The first Minecraft Championship occurred on November 17th, 2019, and Michael played in it as part of the Purple Pandas team. His team members were Kara Corvus, Kratzy, and King_Burin. They were pitted up against 9 other teams, and they came out triumphant, making them the official first winners in the history of these championships. That's quite the achievement, since these championships certainly don't appear to be a walk in the park, especially when taking into account some of the competitors they have. Like, seriously, if I played against someone like Technoblade, I'd get my ass whooped as if I was daddy's naughty little girl. It would not be pretty. Anyhow, as you can probably expect, these events are the perfect opportunities for Michael to speak to other creators, some of which he has never spoken to before. Michael has had some incredibly prominent teammates in some of these championships, with the most notable of them all being Dream, but other examples include Vicstar123, Captain Sparkles, Technoblade, and Tapel. Michael had the most iconic team on the 8th Minecraft Championship, which took place on August 15th, 2020. His team, the Pink Parrots, consisted of Technoblade, Dream, and King_Burren, two titans alongside two lesser-known creators. It's quite an interesting dynamic. So apparently the way this team came about is that Technoblade was heartbroken about ending off in 2nd place in the previous event. So to prevent this from happening again, he decided to team up with Dream, someone who is known to be a consistently good player. However, they had to balance out the team since the vast majority of the community believed that they would be too overpowered. It would be unfair for them to be together on a team. So they brought along Michael and Burren to tip the scales. But regardless of this, they ended up coming in 1st place and winning the championship, so Technoblade's desires were pleasantly met. As for how the lineup affected Michael's growth, you could have probably assumed that it aided him quite a bit, considering he appeared on 2 of the biggest Minecraft creator streams. Still, shockingly enough, the growth wasn't as significant as I expected. The stream lasted 15 hours and 46 minutes, and in this time he averaged 387 viewers, peaked at 1,060, and gained an additional 2,607 followers. While the follower gain wasn't that immense, I feel like this was an important moment for Michael because it helped him network with 2 massive creators, and it helped him get his name out there more. Had this team never been made, Dream may have never had Michael on his radar, and in turn Michael may have never landed himself a spot on the Dream SMP, which we will be speaking about right after this question. So I decided to ask Du, another one of Michael's Twitch and Discord moderators, as well as someone who helps us running the No Context Michael account on Twitter, this. How have the Minecraft Championships contributed to Michael's growth? Here was his response.
I do want to preface that this is from a point of view of a viewer who has been watching Michael for quite a while by then. His first invite to Minecraft Championships event was a complete surprise, even to Michael himself. He was invited almost literally last minute by Cara Corbis. Since he was invited to the first MCC, he was able to continue and join future MCC events. Through MCC, he's been able to meet and play alongside various different creators, allowing him to create connections with them, one of which being Dream, who would then invite him to Dream SMP later on. Usually in the weeks leading up to MCC, Michael would practice for the event on stream in the official parkour practice server. In one of these streams, Michael would sing Austin Weaver's cover of Mamma Mia while doing the parkour. A clip of this would circle around and become popular on TikTok, which gave him some notoriety in the MCYT community. Overall, I would say that MCC was definitely a big factor in his growth due to the amount of people he's been able to meet and the general popularity of the event itself.
Thanks a lot, Du. Glad to have had you be a part of the video. Let's now dive into Michael's peak throughout his entire streaming career, that being his time on the Dream SMP thus far. The Dream SMP, well, let's be frank, does it even need an introduction? Everyone knows of it. It's arguably the biggest SMP in the history of SMPs. But as aforementioned, it's similar to SMPLive, except that the server focuses on role-playing, most of which is improvised. Not only this, but there's been a long list of alliances, wars, factions, eras, and characters throughout the server's history. Dream founded the server on April 24th, 2020, and since then the server has amassed 34 members, one of which is Michael, the latest addition to the server. However, the one thing that they all have in common is that if they didn't already have a sizable audience before getting on the server, they blew the hell up from it, and Michael was no exception to this rule. He joined the server on May 16th, and ever since then, his channel has been skyrocketing in success. It's been over 2 weeks since he's joined the server, and as of the time I'm writing the script, he's gone from about 59,000 followers to over 213,000 followers, making this an increase of about 154,000 followers in just 17 days. It's mental. When looking at his first day on the server, it coincides with the day he was doing a 24-hour subathon, and at about 18 hours into the stream, Mike was invited to join the Dream SMP by Dream himself, who popped into the subathon to give him the good news. Not only this, but the big man also gifted Michael 500 subs, which is insane. I guess that's what happens when you become a Minecraft millionaire. Nonetheless, by the end of the stream, Michael had gained 36,211 followers, and during the stream he averaged 2,233 viewers and peaked at 10,949, arguably making this his most popular stream of all time since he began streaming back in 2018. The most interesting part about it is that when watching the clip of Michael receiving the invitation to join the Dream SMP, it seems like Michael is truly in shock and disbelief at the fact that he's been given such an opportunity. It was fascinating to see, since you'd think that these things are planned out in advance, but this one genuinely seemed completely impromptu. Anyway, since Michael is still really new to the server, he hasn't been wholly involved with developing the lore on the SMP, but that's bound to change at some point down the road. I don't doubt that as time goes on and he becomes more involved with the server, he will develop strong connections with all of the members on it, and this will also assist with his future growth. Nevertheless, before concluding this video, I asked Shay, who runs the Daily Elisa Doodles Twitter account, this question. How has the Dream SMP contributed to Michael's growth, and how do you think it will continue to benefit his growth as he continues to play on the server? Here was their answer.
Before joining the Dream SMP, Michael averaged about under 100 viewers, depending on the stream and depending on what game he was playing. On less well-performing streams, he averaged sometimes about 50 viewers, more or less. But on better performing streams, he might have averaged about 200 viewers at max. But now, on his streams where he was playing on the Dream SMP, he has averaged about 4,000 viewers per stream without raids. But when you add in raids from Dream SMP members, he has averaged about, I remember he averaged about 8,000 viewers on one stream. So his viewer count has definitely increased thanks to the Dream SMP and its fan base. But not only has his viewer count increased, so has his sub count. Because his previous sub peak used to be 1,231 subscribers in October of 2019. And his current subscriber count, as of me recording this, is over 3,700, and that has been a huge increase. A lot of those subscribers can be contributed to him doing a subathon recently, which lasted for 24 hours, which is also the stream that got him on the Dream SMP. But also a portion of those subscribers have also just subscribed to him during regular Dream SMP streams that haven't been events or subathons. So even after those subathon subs run out, he's gonna have a huge increase in subs still. Michael's also gotten a huge increase in followers as well. The day he joined the Dream SMP, he hit 100,000 followers on Twitch. And fairly recently, about 2 weeks after joining the SMP, he has reached 200,000 followers on Twitch, meaning that he pretty much doubled his subscriber count in just mere 2 weeks after joining the Dream SMP. He has also gained subscribers on YouTube, and he has gained followers on Twitter, etc. The reach he has gotten thanks to the SMP's audience has definitely increased his numbers. Getting a huge increase in subscribers, followers, and viewers has been a pretty common trend between people joining the Dream SMP. But it's also been a pretty common trend that even after subathons, even when they're not doing Dream SMP but are instead doing variety or playing a different server, the streamers have been able to maintain a huge amount of those subscribers and also a huge amount of those viewers outside of the streams inside the server. And also, Dream SMP has a very tight-knit community, meaning that as Michael continues to play on the server and interact more with the other streamers, and as he starts doing more on the server, like doing lore and playing more into the roleplay aspect of the server, which the server is very known for, more people are gonna be introduced to his content through other streamers interacting with him and doing roleplay and stuff. And quite a few of those people are gonna become regulars because this community, not only is it focused on the server and the roleplay and the lore, it's also focused on the streamers themselves. So when viewers go to the streamers, a quite big portion of those viewers tends to stay and watch the streamer for the streamer and not just the server. So the Dream SMP has shown time and time again that playing on the server and being active on the server benefits the streamer's growth a lot. And I'm fairly certain that trend is gonna continue with Michael, and it has definitely continued so far, because he's averaging a huge amount of viewers compared to what he was averaging just 2 weeks ago.
Thanks for agreeing to be in the video, Shay, I appreciate it. But with all that being said and done, let's wrap this video up. In conclusion, Michael has come quite far in a relatively short amount of time. He's met tons of amazing people, been given opportunity after opportunity, and has continued to grow as a result of these things. Michael will inevitably continue to grow as he spends more time on the Dream SMP and continues to be presented with new opportunities. I am eagerly anticipating Michael's future as a content creator, as it will surely be one to keep an eye on. But besides that about wraps up the video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please drop it a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. Also, please feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts and feelings about the video, as I'm always curious to know what people think about my videos. I'd also like to take a second to thank everyone who took part in this video again. Please do go and check them all out. Their links will be down in the description. Once again, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.